What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome to the Yasmin Breakdown today. I have something special going on for you. I have something special. I have a power packed show for you today. And so I cannot wait for us to get into it. We have some real surprises today. We're going to talk about Issa Rae. We're going to talk about Angel Reese. We're going to talk about young MA. Oh my goodness. Some of the stuff that I learned about her this week absolutely positively blew my mind. And so I wanted to talk about that today. And also we have some French Open updates. Okay. So we got some French Open updates that we're going to have our girl Naomi Osaka and also Coco Gauff. So we're going to get into that right now. So welcome into the Yasmin Breakdown, y'all. So let me tell you. So what has been going on? I have been trying to find exciting ways to, include that sociological perspective, hit it on cultural events, hit it on sports. And so I'm excited to talk about it. And one of the other people that I forgot to mention in that intro is Serena Williams. Serena Williams is somebody that we're going to talk about today because guess what? Word on the street is that she is coming back. She is reported to make a comeback at Queens 2026. They have women's matches that are starting not even a month away. They start June 8th through the 14th. So Serena Williams, y'all heard it here, and you probably heard it because I want to say it started hitting the internet yesterday. She is coming back. And so what does this mean for tennis? I hope you are in the chat. I'm going to pull it up right now. But what does Serena Williams coming back mean for tennis? In my mind, it means that there's going to be some excitement coming back to the game. I think her taking some time off, maybe she needed a break since she started so young, but I think that her being back to play tennis is going to bring some excitement back. Now, unless I got my story wrong and got my facts wrong, I believe she might be playing doubles when she comes back at the Queen's match in 2026 in June. That's what I'm thinking. But tell me, this woman, she's married, 2 beautiful daughters. I mean, she has it all. What could be her motivation? I mean, she has 23 Grand Slam titles. In the modern era, I don't think anybody disputes that she is the greatest of all time. So when you have all of those things going for you and you have all of the Wimbledon, you got your little plates that you're holding up. You got all of this hardware. You have all of these trophies. You have endorsements. You have all the things. What could possibly be her motivation? And I'm going to share with you, I don't know Serena personally, but let me tell you something that I think might be a great motivation. When you have children, and you've done a lot of your work before you had children, meaning all those matches that she played and all of the fanfare and just all the things that she did in terms of conditioning her body and the dedication and the perseverance, right? You become a mom, you start doting on your children, you start focusing on your children. Okay, great. But now she's going to come back and she's going to show her 2 daughters what dedication really looks like. I am telling you, when you have kids, they can have a way to motivate you. I believe that showing her daughters what it's like to be a tennis champion, because again, they were too little to sort of recognize it. And she did so much of her record breaking before they were even born. Right. And so I think she was famously pregnant with her first daughter at the Australian Open, because I remember her saying, well, her initials are going to be AO, and I was pregnant with her at the Australian Open. So I think that's something interesting. Another thing for some of my sports lovers out here, I think this is even part of the LeBron James effect. Do not hate on me. Do not hate on me. I know we're not talking about basketball and I know we're not talking about men in this moment, but what I'm talking about is longevity. I think that when you see these players and you see that they're able to maintain their physique, their fitness, their stamina, their prowess, I think it really makes other athletes question and say, man, did I hang up my sneakers too soon? Did I hang up my racket too soon? Did I hang up my cleats too soon? You know, there are sports, basketball being one, tennis, I think, golf, that you can probably play longer than, say, football, where you're worrying about your head and CTE and your helmet and things like that. And so I wonder if this is also part of the LeBron James effect. And I mean, no disrespect by this, okay? I mean, no disrespect by this. I am simply saying, I wonder if the longevity in sport has something to do with it. So let me know what you think. We are live right now on YouTube. So feel free to go into the chat and type up some questions if you have anything. Now, one person, I've been getting a lot of comments, guys, on Empower with Yasmin. That's my IG that I put clips of all Yasmin Breakdown content. Empowered with Yasmin. I just put it, all the clips, whether it's on Facebook, Threads, or whatever, Empower with Yasmin. And one commenter made a point to say there are not enough Black fans watching tennis matches. Now, who wants to go to a tennis game with me? We need to be meeting up, going to a tennis match. But I think that may be the case, but I think that there are economics. I remember when she was going to be at Indian Wells and I was trying to get tickets. I mean, it was hard to try to get the tickets. So sometimes they're difficult to get because they're sold out, but they're also sky high. So I think that that's a point. If you have any comments that you want to make about Serena Williams and her comeback, we are here for it. Please leave them in the chat, or after our live is over, leave the comments on the video. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave your comments, because I read everyone, because I'm a glutton for punishment and I don't get intimidated by trolls. All right. Second up is our girl, Issa Rae. Yes, Issa Rae has been a little quiet lately. She hasn't had anything on television. And then she just dropped that Vertical series people have been talking about. And it's like Issa is up to her old tricks, getting us producing something, writing something that people love. Well, you know what she's not excited about, you guys? She's not excited about the AI images that people are using of her. And so I want us to see right now, I want to share with you what she said, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. Okay, so let's give me a second to get it on screen.
My face is right there. I would rather y'all choose my worst Getty image. I would rather y'all bring back them caricatures where my teeth were mad big than use these AI generated photos of me with my face.
Let me get you guys at the beginning.
My face is right there. I would rather y'all choose my worst Getty image. I would rather y'all bring back them caricatures where my teeth were mad big than use these AI generated photos of me with my face is right there. And one of them almost fooled me. This one almost fooled me. I don't like it.
So that's our girl, Issa Rae, and she's saying she doesn't like AI images, and she's saying to the people, hey, please, if you're going to talk about me, use the photos of like an old Getty image photo or what have you. Now, I personally feel we should respect the artist. If we like the artist, why can't we respect their wishes? I personally have no problem with that. But I also think that in talking about AI, everybody doesn't have the same love for AI that other people have. And what I mean by that is that everybody doesn't want AI images of themselves. Everybody doesn't want even AI to be used per se in writing, for example. Everybody doesn't have the same level of affection for AI. And I think it's very important for artists and for people, everyday person. You don't even have to be an artist to state honestly how you feel about AI. I think it's very important for you to say it. Now, I also think that when you take a photo, right? Anybody, you take a photo and you look at the photo and say you're on a beach. You're like, oh man, oh, I remember the beach. I remember the sand. I remember the water. Perhaps I remember the hotel. You have all of these, memories as it relates to the photo. But what happens? So your brain is associating this photo with actual things that happen, right? Your toes touch the sand, your toes touch the water. You remember taking a shower in the hotel, right? And so the very weird thing that AI does when you have a photo that's manipulated is it puts you sort of your face sort of in a place where you have never been. And for a lot of people, present company included, that feels very weird. That feels very out of body. Now, Issa did not really explain. She said she didn't like it, and I respect that so much. But I also think that is a part of it. If I was a betting woman, that's what I would bet, because it's sort of like a disconnect in your mind. Your mind is saying, oh, that looks like me. Oh, that's me. But I don't remember this background. I don't remember these palm trees. I don't remember this parakeet on my shoulder. And so it's very strange. And I just feel like if this is an artist that you like, respect what they feel about AI. Respect how they feel about AI. I've always said that about artists. If we truly like the artists that we support, that we respect so much, then respect their wishes, right? And please understand, there is no broad sweeping assessment of AI. Everybody does not accept it the same. I did some research for you guys today on this topic because I wanted to sort of understand on another level, like, well, why is somebody struggling with AI? And so I did some research for you guys, and there is a feeling, a loss of control. The research that I found was that, like, when it comes to photo images or AI generated images based on a real person, people can feel a loss of control. Just like how I just said, you're looking at something and you're like, how is my face there? How is my body there? And I have no memory of it. You feel like there's no control there. Okay. And it feels for many people uncanny and very creepy. Some people even feel that their image has been violated. So you just think about that before you decide to use AI images of your artist. And I put a photo of Issa Rae on our thumbnail and I just pull a real image. What I look like using my Claude credits or my ChatGPT credits to be making a fake photo. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to use my credits that way. And now that I know folks don't like it, I wasn't doing that anyway. That's just too much. Now, we have a juicy 2 interviews that actually come from Shannon Sharp. Well, one comes from Shannon Sharp and one comes from Angie Martinez that I have clipped for you guys today because Young M.A., the rapper, y'all, I like her so much. And she has said some controversial stuff, and we are going to be sharing that towards the end of the show. But let's get into our French Open updates, y'all. Let's get into our French Open updates. So this is what you need to know. Coco Gauff is still in it, heading to the 3rd round. And Naomi Osaka, she's still in it and still winning, heading into the 3rd round. They both play in the 3rd round tomorrow. So we have to keep rooting them on. Okay. And this is something that I'm wondering if I have any French Open people out there. Can we have a Black Girl Magic final? I never understand the draw, who's on which side of the draw. So say Naomi wins tomorrow and also Coco wins tomorrow. Like, how realistic, if they both kept winning, could they both be at the final? I mean, boy, that would be a talk for their next dinner. That private dinner that I'm trying to get, invited to, knowing I have no tennis skill whatsoever. No tennis skill. All right, you guys. So the next thing, they play tomorrow morning. And so please check them out. I want to say, if my memory serves, they're playing at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. Eastern time. But what you can do is you can research French Open or what have you. If you're looking at women's singles, men's singles, doubles, whatever, and just click on the tab. And it will tell you what time that they are playing. So they make it super easy. So make sure that you do that. All right, y'all, we are moving along. I hope everybody is holding on to their seats. All week I have been talking about and sharing clips with you guys about Angel Reese, about Coco Gauff, about Naomi Osaka. You guys know I am a sports fan. I love all kinds of sports. I almost could tell you it doesn't even matter what kind of sport it is. I just love sports, period. And so I love Angel Reese. I love what she's doing. And people love to hate on Angel Reese. And so I have some stats. I want us to, if we do this weekly, I'm going to start following some of our ladies in the WNBA. And when we do this, yes, she did, and we got the receipts series, I want us to share some of the receipts, because one of the things that continues to happen online is people want to disregard the receipts. So they want to malign people, they want to talk about people, and they want to leave the facts out of the conversation. And so I'm going to come on and I'm going to give people the facts. And here's a fact. So as of May 29th, 2026, that is the day of this recording, okay? Angel Reese of the Atlanta Dream, she is averaging roughly 12.3 points and 10.8 rebounds and 3 assists per game. She is shooting approximately 40 to 41% from the field. Okay. Now, I want to get into that, because if you look at a lot of the criticism of Angel Reese, a lot of the criticism that people get is on her field goal percentage. So me, as a non-basketball player, I decided, well, let me look up this field goal percentage so that we can know, like, how far is she off of her field goal percentage so that people can shut it. Let's look it up. And so I looked it up, and what research told me was good field goal percentage is 45 to 50%. So she is at 40 to 41%. Now, that is the average essentially for all positions. Now, she is a forward. So then my brain said, well, what is the field goal percentage for forwards, okay, playing basketball? The good field goal percentage for forwards is 47% to 49%, with power forwards expecting to be at 50% or better. So say, for example, if she's currently at 40 to 41% and people want her at 49, that's the 8% or whatever that she's off. But when I hear people tell me that, oh, her field goal percentage is embarrassing and this and that, I'm thinking her field goal percentage is 2%, right? And it's supposed to be at 40%. And again, if I'm wrong, please, tell me about it. Hey, Elijah, how are you? If there is something that she is doing, like if she's at 41 and she's supposed to be at 49%, explain it to me. Explain to me why it's such a heartburn for you all to not give her credit for the 8% that, is missing. Like, is that so bad? Because you make it seem like she's getting 10% and she's supposed to be at 90%. So that's something that I'm really concerned about with her. And you guys, I have a newsletter that comes out every week, and I've made a commitment to have more stories about Black women because I feel that we are often under attack. And so let's get into this. You guys, this is about to get dicey now. It is about to get dicey. You guys know possibly that I love hip hop music. I am a big hip hop fan. I actually loved hip hop so much that I started a hip hop magazine right when I got out of graduate school called Mad Rhythms. And hip hop, I always say, has changed my life. And there's this rapper, Young M.A., and I enjoy her so much. I love her energy. I love her presentation. She has such a strong personality. I just like her. And so when I was doing research for this particular show for this week, I had came across a couple of interesting stories about her this week. And so I want to share some of those. I want to share two interesting things with you guys about Young M.A. And she's a rapper, and she is I don't know if we should call her a gay rapper, but she is a woman who dates women. And it's just very interesting. So let me cue up our next video. Yes. Hey, Elijah, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining and everything. I hope you are doing well. Let me get this video going here. Let me turn it on. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Where are we at? All right. Yes, you guys.
Because most women I've dated
when you
was straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You flip them? Trying to get everything
I mean,
together.
I wouldn't say flip. So a lot of people get that misconception.
So the pause. Let me take it out of this and back up. Okay. Let's go with this one first since it's up.
Most women I've dated was straight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You flip them?
I mean, I wouldn't say flip. See, a lot of people get that misconstrued.
Okay, help me out.
Women that I end up dating don't mean they just gay now.
Right.
No, they still like men. They just they just attracted to me.
Okay.
And that's it. And after me, they move back on to men.
Damn.
That's it. You know what I mean? So a lot of people get that misconstrued.
Okay.
But that's how I know, cause the eyes, I gotta see it in your eyes if you attracted to me.
But it's not a thing.
Now, I wanted to bring this up because last month or 6 weeks ago, E.J. Johnson talked about he is a man. I believe he identifies as a male. He's at Magic Johnson's son, the basketball player. And he talked about dating straight men, that he prefers dating straight men, that he's not attracted to what is gay men. And I did a video about that because, I felt in certain ways that EJ is his name, was sort of attacking women in some of the things that he was saying. And I had a problem with that. I had a problem with, why are you attacking women? You can be who you are, but you don't need to attack us, right? Because we're not attacking you. And then there was this aspect of what he said where he said, oh, well, I attract men who are straight men. And again, I try to be open, hear every voice, hear what people are saying. And I had to start doing some research. So I went on Funky Dineva. I went on Armand Wiggins, and I started looking at some of our out of the closet gay sort of podcasters, and cultural icons and so forth. And what are they saying about this, right? And so it was just very interesting to me as a straight woman that a gay man essentially is saying he is not attracted to gay men, but that he attracts straight men. So that was very interesting for me. And as a sociologist, I wanted to understand that. And so now here is young MA. And she is sort of saying the same thing, that almost essentially, I don't really date gay women. I date women who are straight. And then after they date me, they then go back to men. I find that sociologically fascinating, right? Because if you are identifying and knowing, in this particular interview, she talks about knowing that she was attracted to girls as young as 5 years old, right? And so, and then there's this whole LGBTQIA community where you have people are like, okay, well, I'm going to identify this, I'm going to identify that. But now we have celebrities who are in same sex relationships, or engaging in same sex practices, but they're saying, oh no, but I'm not really doing the same sex thing with someone who's actually gay. And that to me is fascinating, because it is like, I want to understand. I want to know more. So as I always promise to do, I looked it up, because I have no idea why someone would say that. So like, why would a woman who dates women say that she prefers straight women, and that the women that they date, once they're done with them or they break up or whatever, goes back to straight men? And this is what this is what my research has brought me to. They say that it is a mix of psychological, social, and aesthetic factors. Okay. Now, this is just fascinating to me. It says the common reasons include the challenge or thrill of pursuing someone who is actually unavailable, right? So if I'm at the gay club and I'm someone who is in a relationship or wants to be in a relationship with women, if we all at the gay club, you're too available, right? I need somebody who don't know they're gay yet. I don't know, right? But this is sort of the energy I wanted to understand. Now, so people want to pursue someone who's unavailable. And there's also the attraction to hyper feminine traits. Okay. So I found that very interesting. If anybody in the chat has something to say about that, please weigh in, because when I heard that from young MA, and I had done a video on EJ, I was like, it wouldn't be fair to not say anything about her when I've said something about him. And another reason why someone who may be in a same-sex relationship wants to date someone who is quote unquote straight is there's this validation of being first. What does that mean? Some gay women feel a sense of pride or validation, believing they are so enchanting that they can make a straight woman feel attraction to them. Okay, so this is another reason why this happens. Another reason that this happens, the avoidance of internalized homophobia, right? Some argue in certain cases that pursuing straight women can be a sign of internalized homophobia, where a person implicitly believes that straight culture is superior, or that other queer women are not desirable. And that's quoted from After Ellen. Now, again, I'm a straight woman, always been a straight woman, and I don't know, but I like young MA so much, and I like EJ Johnson as well. And so I wanted to try to understand what they were saying and where they were coming from. And I feel it's a lot, the avoidance of internalized homophobia, because how are the straight people better than the non-straight people, right? Like, and it feels like when I hear people say, oh, well, I just date straight people, and even though I am a person who is interested in the same sex relationship, that says to me that they are holding sort of straight culture some kind of way above above homosexual culture. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody because, again, I do not know, but I did look it up. And to follow up on my EJ, if you guys go back and watch my EJ Johnson video, I want to tell you that for men, this is somewhat similar to why a gay woman says, I prefer straight women. I also looked it up for us today. Why would a gay man say he prefers straight men, so to speak? And it says it's an attraction to masculinity, right? So again, and this is my challenge with this, is that you're attracted to masculinity and you're basically saying, well, if this person is a queer man, then they're not good enough because I only want someone who identifies as straight. And so that feels very much so discriminatory within the culture. Now, again, y'all call me out if I'm wrong about this. I'm pulling my research. I got it up on screen right now. And similar to women in this case, you have men who are chasing the unattainable fantasy. This idea that if I can get this straight man to be with me and I'm a man, then, this is the fantasy because, hey, it's the validation of, okay, this is the masculinity or what have you. So, as I say, validation and self-worth, and also a defense against vulnerability. When you are chasing unattainable partners, it can serve as a defense mechanisms, allowing individuals to avoid the deeper emotional vulnerability and potential rejection involved in dating someone else who is also gay. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys today. So I hope you are enjoying the Yasmin Breakdown today. I hope you are enjoying it. And I have one other clip that I wanted to share with you. We come on for about 30 minutes. I come on about three to four times a week. But this one just really made me laugh. And so I wanted to share this with you because I'm such a serious person. And you guys probably think I'm doing these serious videos all the time and I don't laugh a lot. I laugh all the time. I used to do stand-up. You probably don't believe it, but I did. I did stand-up and I would get booked because I'm pretty funny. And also, comedians are typically the funniest, are the most serious people in the room, although they probably are the funniest also. But let me share this other one with you and see if we can get this
Your
one
go-to
going.
karaoke song?
Yes, let me get this up.
Whitney Houston
Let
song.
me get this.
Do you really
karaoke
sing a
one.
Whitney Houston song at karaoke?
Yes.
I would pay money.
We don't believe you.
Yeah, we don't believe you. We don't believe you.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
wait, like, are you in range? Like, is it like I sing so bad that it's funny, or is it like, no, I'm gonna sing this Whitney
Nah,
Houston?
I sing like Whitney.
Oh, just like her.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes. So what we doing?
Let me ask you a question. I have follow-up questions.
Okay.
So you're at the karaoke place and you decide, you're thumbing through the thing that tells all the songs, and you're going through the Whitney Houston songs, and you pick one. Which one do you pick?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
It's
That
my
is-
go-to.
Oh,
And then
that is
biggest
ambitious.
hit of all.
I will always love
I
you.
will always love you. And
Those-
there's a few more. I can't think of them off
Those
my
are
head
all
right
very
now.
ambitious.
Yeah.
So then you sing them.
But say
And are people like,
wow.
are they clapping? Are they laughing? Are they, how is the reaction? Like, what is the
So,
reaction?
They
I
telling
wanted
me-
I wanted to share that with you because you guys just heard Young M.A. Talk, and she has this very deep voice, and she has this very, I love her. I love her energy so much, but I almost believe that she probably could sound like Whitney Houston for some reason. Like, I don't know, but I just think it was so fascinating when she's on with Angie Martinez and she literally says, when I do karaoke, I sound like Whitney Houston. That is not something you would ever hear a person like Young M.A. because she's so serious all the time. She's so cool. She's so laid back. If you were a betting person, you would not have bet that she would have said Whitney Houston for karaoke. I'm telling you. All right, y'all. Well, I am going to get on out of here, and thank you so much for watching. Hey, please come and leave something in the comments or give us a review on Apple Podcasts, as I am desperately trying to grow our podcast. We are really doing good. We almost have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we are doing really good. I want to grow also our Apple podcast listeners. So please give us a review. And all right, y'all, that's certainly one to grow on. And I will see you next time.